He's an idiot. Colin Powell said it best. He's a national disaster. He's an embarrassment to this country.
Robert De Niro just went off on Donald Trump, calling him a threat to the country, a wannabe dictator, and completely unfit to lead.
You and I have something in common. We have both been immortalized on social media by our former president, Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Robert De Niro, a very low IQ individual, has received he spelled two wrong, many shots to the head by real boxers in movies. I watched him last night, truly believe he may be punch drunk, and then he says, at the end, he says, "Wake up, Punchy," he says to you.
Getting insulted by Trump has become a rite of passage for celebrities, journalists, and politicians. He tweets like he's running a reality show. He loves calling people out, making up nicknames, and stirring drama. One of the funniest things he's done is calling De Niro dumb when he has spent decades playing some of the smartest, toughest characters in film. He has worked with legendary directors, won Oscars, and built a career most actors could only dream of.
Yeah, he's so stupid. Look at the lame, inane things that he said. He's so stupid, he can't even say anything clever or smooth. He's a moron. Scary one. And in all seriousness, and we know it here, people have to get out and vote and vote and vote and vote.
Trump loves acting like he's the smartest guy in the room, but De Niro is making it clear his insults aren't even up to par. It's like being in an argument with someone who keeps repeating the same thing. A lot of celebrities love to rant about politics, but De Niro actually sounds like he's pleading with people to see Trump for who he really is.
He is a malignant narcissist. He's a socio-psychopath. He's created some new language as far as describing somebody in his mental condition. It's so frightening and scary, and he's dangerous. We got to get rid.
He's saying that he was never fit to lead in the first place. He believes Trump lacks empathy, thrives on chaos, and will do anything to protect his ego. To him, Trump isn't just incompetent, he's a real danger.
Shame on those Republicans that don't have the nerve, the balls to go after him. Kids, what do they tell their grandkids later when it's written in history books what their role is and what they did, and they allowed him to do this. He's an outright criminal, and they're still buying.
He's going after the people who enable him. He's calling out the Republicans who know he's dangerous but choose to stay quiet because they're scared of losing power. If they really cared about the country, they would put their careers aside and do what's right. He's calling them out for being complicit and lacking the courage to take a stand. Years from now, when history looks back at this moment, they will have to face the truth.
I don't understand why people are not taking him seriously, because you read about it historically in other countries that they didn't take the people seriously. I think Hitler, Mussolini, but they're fools and clowns. Well, there will be, and I hear it. There's some people. I mean, who does not think that this guy is going to do exactly what he says he's going to do?
He's pointing out how obvious the danger is, but his supporters act like it doesn't matter. He isn't exactly saying Trump is exactly like those past politicians, but they all followed the same playbook to gain power.
If he gets elected, it's going to change this country for everybody. And they might think that it's going to make their life better, or they just want to, excuse my French, they just want to with the rest of the country. Those people who support him with anger and hate, because that's what he's about, they're going to see. I mean, I see what a hateful, mean-spirited, awful thing he is.
He was vicious to her.
He's vicious.
He is talking about everyone. No one is safe from the consequences of another Trump term. Some people think politics only affects them if they pay attention, but that's not how it works.
Will he not do that in this country? He's already done it. Yep. Why would he not do? When I say I want to punch him in the face, it's because what he said to a person, a bystander or somebody in one of his rallies, he wants to punch him in the face. You don't talk that way to people. What kind of person does that? Everything. What more do you need? It's almost like he wants to do the worst that he could possibly do to show this country, to with us.
Trump has done a lot of things that go against basic decency. He sees Trump's behavior as wrong, and he can't understand why people are still defending him. It's almost like he wants to do the worst possible thing just to mess with the country. Robert De Niro has always been known to be very open about his views on Trump, like the time at the Tony Awards.
I'm going to say one thing. Fuck Trump.
longer down with Trump. It's fuck Trump.
And also in an interview where he called Trump names like stupid, idiot, moron, and clown while making it clear why he is the wrong choice.
I mean, he's so blatantly stupid. He's a punk. He's a dog. He's a pig. He's a con, a bullshit artist, a mutt who doesn't know what he's talking about, doesn't do his homework, doesn't care, thinks he's gaming society, doesn't pay his taxes. He's an idiot. Colin Powell said it best. He's a national disaster. He's an embarrassment to this country.
You can hear the frustration in his voice, and he is not alone. Generals, politicians, and people who actually understand leadership feel the same way.
He's so angry that this country has gotten to this point, that this fool, this bozo, has wound up where he has. He talks how he wants to punch people in the face. Well, I'd like to punch him in the face. This is somebody that we want for president? I don't think so. What I care about is the direction of this country. And what I'm very, very worried about is that it might go in the wrong direction.
He sees Trump as a threat to everything America is supposed to stand for. Trump built his brand on acting like a tough guy, a bully, that it is confusing how he still has people behind him who are blinded by his actions.
I love this city. I don't want to destroy it. Donald Trump wants to destroy not only the city, but the country, and eventually he could destroy the world. Trump bought their votes with outrageous lies and empty promises. He got the most religious evangelicals to applaud a sinner who bragged about sexual assault.
He sold people a dream by promising to fight for them and bring back jobs, but in the end, many of them felt used because he didn't deliver. He's saying that Trump didn't just win people over, he manipulated them to get to the White House and they saw the signs but chose to ignore it.
A jury found him liable for sexual abuse. Somehow he even got self-styled patriots to support a man who called for terminating the Constitution, and on January 6th rallied an angry mob to threaten democracy, leaving death and destruction in its wake.
There was an attack on the Capitol, and Trump helped stir it up. He told his supporters to march there, spent months saying the election was stolen, and got people all worked up. When the violence started, he didn't try to stop it, even when they made threats against his own vice president. He just watched it happen. That should have been the moment people walked away from him, but instead, they kept defending him like it didn't even matter.
That's why I needed to be involved and wanted to be involved in the new Biden-Harris ad, because it shows the violence of Trump and reminds us that he'll use violence against anyone who stands in the way of his megalomania and greed.
He's been vocal about Trump for years, and not because he's a hardcore Democrat, but because he genuinely believes Trump is dangerous. And honestly, it's hard to argue with that. The fact that he felt the need to get involved in politics says a lot. He has watched Trump manipulate people, lie to their faces, and try to rewrite history, and he knows that if people don't speak up now, things could get worse.
Why is Kamala Harris the answer?
She's the only answer at this point, obviously, but she happens to be a great answer. All the misinformation, disinformation, nonsense that the Trump campaign is trying to do to discredit her, you know, it's a shame because certain people in certain parts of the country, they don't even hear, they only hear what he says or sound bites. They don't hear the truth.
This is where people point out a major problem. A lot of people never get the full story. They only see headlines, quick clips, and whatever Trump's team pushes out. This is how elections get swayed.
He's a criminal. Kamala Harris is not a criminal. Joe Biden is not part of a crime family. And he knows that, and I'm sure a lot of people with him know that, especially the Republicans that are supposed to defend this country and oppose him. They know that.
What stands out is that he's not only addressing Democrats, he's also holding Republicans accountable. They know the truth, so they should not let his actions slide.
He's a New Yorker like you, and you have watched this brand of BS for decades, and despite that, he became president.
He is really, genuinely a sick person that somehow has been allowed into our system. And I'm not calling him, I'm tired of calling him names. He just can't be anywhere near the office of the presidency.
He is describing Trump as someone who lacks basic morals, someone who does whatever benefits him without thinking about the consequences. This is what makes this more than just political disagreements. He sees Trump as a real danger because a leader without any sense of right and wrong can cause serious harm.
There's nothing about him, there's not one redeeming thing in him that I can see ever. It's funny, I was just thinking that he actually became president. He could have done good things. Instead, he had to do it all wrong.
He has a point. Trump is not some complicated figure shaped by hardship or deep conflict. There is no depth, no internal battle, nothing that makes him a layered character. He is simply destructive, tearing things down for his own gain. There is nothing compelling about him, no remorse, no personal struggle, just pure selfishness.
And I don't think they understand how dangerous it will be if he ever, God forbid, becomes president. I don't think they really understand. And historically, from what I see, even in Nazi Germany, they had it with Hitler. They don't take him serious. He looks like a clown, acts like a clown. Mussolini, same thing. These guys, I don't know why, they look like clowns.
He is pointing out a dangerous pattern. The biggest mistakes do not happen overnight. They build up through small decisions, minor compromises, and the belief that one exception will not matter. He is not directly comparing Trump to past dictators, but he is warning about how people ignored the signs before. Some of history's most dangerous leaders were first seen as jokes, and by the time the threat was taken seriously, the damage was already done.
He's a stupid bully. If it goes the other way, I keep saying this, you will see things that, like you'll see, it's like invasion of the body snatchers. You'll see people you knew or you thought you knew all of a sudden changing, all of a sudden going with that side.
The warnings were clear and the signs were obvious, but many of his supporters ignored him or downplayed the risks. Now, those same people are trying to distance themselves. Some are pretending they never supported Trump, changing their stance out of fear or self-interest. Others are still holding on to the hope that this time will be different, but deep down, they know the truth. Some of these supporters go as far as getting physical, like back in 2024, Robert De Niro got into a heated argument with some of Trump's supporters outside a New York courthouse after giving a speech where he criticized Trump.
We step to the side right here. Step to the side.
You're not going to intimidate. That's what Trump does, to try to intimidate. We have to fight back. We're trying to do it all. We're trying to be gentlemen in this world. The Democrats. You are gangsters. You are gangsters.
Another time was when a comedian, Jason Scoop, who is well known for his spot-on Trump impersonation, approached De Niro in front of a crowd of people and journalists. He mocked De Niro by mimicking Trump, throwing insults his way. De Niro was clearly annoyed, but chose not to respond. It caused a lot of attention and controversy.
Bobby, it's your favorite president. I forgive you, Bobby, for being such a loser about the election. It's not your fault you were born with a low IQ. It's not your fault, Bobby. Believe me. Bobby, your favorite president won. Kamala lost. She lost so strongly. You were wrong. You're a loser.
Trump's influence is everywhere. His way of speaking, his insults, and his style has spread far beyond politics. It can be seen in the media, in his supporters, in his critics, and even in comedians who imitate him. During his time as president, Trump attacked the media, calling any negative coverage fake news. This made a lot of people lose trust in news sources. As a result, some media outlets became more extreme, either supporting him completely or constantly fighting against him.
This guy should not be president, period.
And when you say that, folks on Fox come after you. I remember the Tonys when he got up there and cursed. A lot of criticism
in our life, in this country, where this guy is like a gangster. He's come along and he's said things, done things we say over and over again. This is terrible. We're in a terrible situation.
Robert De Niro doesn't care about the backlash or the critics. He speaks his mind, saying things with no filter. And this time, he went all in on Trump, questioning his character, his leadership, and what he believes is a danger to democracy. What do you think of his political stance? Let us know in the comments section below.